Welcome back, everyone, to the Hello World Guy, and this is episode number 4 of the puzzle memory-based platformer thing that we are been making. And in today's video, we are going to make it so that we can select the tiles in pairs. So in the last video, we had a working tile selection system. So now we will make it so that we actually select them in pairs. So first of all, I'm going to go under my player class, and I'm going to create a queue of tiles and just set that as a private variable here. You might want to add a private here, I don't know. And in the so in here you can see we are calling that tile dot unlock method. And what we want to do is we want to well, if the tile is a null, which means that we are calling unlock on it, what we want to do is we want to first of all we want to check if the tiles dot count okay, tiles, by the way, dot count is greater than or equal to, okay, greater than or equal to 2. If it is, then we want to say tile dot clear. Tiles, come on, dot clear. That should clear the whole queue and make it completely empty. If I hover over it, doesn't show any documentation for some reason. And if it is greater than or if it's greater than 0, then we are going to clear the tile. And if it is not, that's not the case, then what we are going to do is we are going to go tile dot well, we are going to go and say nq tiles, come on, dot nq, and we are going to queue the item tiles to it. Now what this does essentially is keep looping on two elements, but if that is not the case, else if tiles dot count is equal to 1, all right, come on, this is getting a bit tiles, I'm having a lot of error with that. So tiles dot count is equal to 1, then what we want to do is then we want to do a little bit of checking here. First of all, we want to make sure now before we actually do anything else, so I'm going to copy this statement here. So first thing we want to do is we want to check if the tile type in the first. So if I go ahead and say mm, tile, okay, so let's see if tile dot type, alright, currently in the tile class we do not have a way of accessing that tile type publicly, so I will add a I will just go here and use property. Alright, alright, and use property. Alright, this is not working for some reason. Intelligence is not working at all. Okay, we already got that. It's just below everything else. Alright, so we have got that, and we want this set to be private, and making sure that that is the case, we can go ahead and say tile dot type is equal to our tile dot seek, which gives us an element dot type. This will not cause an error because there is at least one element in the array, and if it is equal, then we are going to do nothing. But if it is not equal, that's actually what we should be checking. So if it is not equal, then what we want to do is we want to just say tile, we want to just clear the tiles, I guess, because now this should actually work. So let's just go over it. So first we check if the count is greater than or equal to 2, then we clear the tile. It can be equal to 2, but it should never be greater than 2. And if the case is that our tile dot type, so if it is exactly one element in the tile, then what we do is we check if the tile type of the current tile that we are selecting is equal to the tile type of the first element. And if that is not the case, then we just clear the tile, which means that if we are not having a matching pair, we will just clear the tile. And if it is not that case, then we just unlock the tile and unqueue. So we will just test it out real quickly inside Unity. So I'm going to open up Unity here, and I think this should actually work. So let's see. So let's hit play, and what should happen is that well, we get this, and if I click one tile and I click another, nothing happens. For some reason, nothing is happening. Okay, the reason is that okay. So what is the matter here? Well, the thing is that if we are doing it this way, then the problem is that we need to lock all of the other tiles. So for this, what we do want to do is we want to have a method here called lock for the tile. And for now, all this method is going to contain is a, and I'm going to have a private all right, before this set before here I'm going to have a private color called locked color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the init method, I'm going to set this dot lock, okay, not this, locked color is equal to well, we can do a bunch of stuff here, but first, but the thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say get component sprite renderer dot color. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And what that does is that it sets it to the default color, and upon locking the tiles we just do this. Now we do not want to lock the tiles in here, but in here if something of this case happens, that is happening here, what we need to do is we need to so we are clearing the tile, and before we clear that we are just saying tiles dot peak dot lock, and that what that it should do is that it should lock that back again. And this should actually work. So let's go under here and check it out, because it is clearing the queue. The problem is that it is not causing any difference. So let's check it out, and let's see how it goes. So if I select one tile and another one that doesn't match, it still is not causing any problem for some reason, even though it really should. And the reason is pretty obvious, that in the sprite we are still setting it to the same value in the lock method as well, and we need to replace that with a locked color. And once I do that, hopefully this will work. So let's see how well that goes. So actually, let's first finish the actual the whole thing. Let's finish the script. So in here you can see I've got an in the main thing where we are doing all the work with our tile, I've got a bool called q, which is set to true by default, and if the tiles.count is greater than or equal to 0, we clear the tile, of course. And if that's not the case, you can see in here we check if the tile type is the case, is like this, and then we peak.lock, and then we clear the tiles. But if that is not the case, which means that the tiles.peak.type is not this way, which means that the type is equal, which means that two matching tiles are being pressed, then we set the queue to false so that we don't use the tile later, and then we destroy the tiles.peak.game object, and we destroy the tiles.game object, which means we destroy the previous and the current tile, and then we clear the tiles finally. This is very important. I had quite a hard time debugging why this wasn't working, because I left this small statement. Anyways, in the end, before we just enqueue and unlock the tile, we check if the queue variable is set to true. Alright, let's go into Unity and test how that works. Now this actually should work perfectly, but there are a few problems that we will fix in the next video. So let me just hit play, and you can see that we get a whole bunch of unlocked tiles, and I click on one, it's white, and I click on another, it's blue, and this one is pink, and I click this is yellow, this is okay, this is blue again. So we had the blue one here, so if I click on this, then these two tiles disappear. I click white here and white here, these disappear. I click pink and wow, oh okay. And now the problem is that there is no delay before they disappear, so sometimes you are kind of confused, but we will add the delay in the next video. So yeah, next video is going to be awesome, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and just like that you can clear the board. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for the next video, and also check on my other channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.